Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Neighborhood with your hosts, Tim Johnson and Stacy Borho. Together, they are finding out what makes the heart of the Heartland beat. They sit down with people in your community that lead organizations, businesses, and government. You'll learn who they are and what they're involved in and why. They are the people in your neighborhood. It's In the Neighborhood with Stacy Borho and Tim Johnson.
Hi everybody, my name's Tim Johnson and we have Stacy Borho here.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Great, how are you?
Great. We're with friends here today.
We do. We have some repeaters.
How you been?
Great.
Good, doing well. We have Mike McCoy, Police Chief of Washington.
Right.
And Molly Shepherdson.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
Sure I got your
Very good.
St. Jude's Runs. What is it?
You know, it's a bottom line is it's a fundraiser to help support the St. Jude mission of curing kids with cancer. That's a simple answer. It's an event that was started by Jean Pratt and I in 1982 as a means to raise funds to help St. Jude. And so it took off in 82 and it just keeps growing. We're having a lot of fun doing it.
Have you been running since 82?
I have. This will be my 37th year on the run.
From Memphis.
From Memphis to Peoria, all 37 of them. 37th year and 37 of them.
Wow.
So, yeah, crazy, huh?
And how many runners do you guys have now?
I think this year we'll have about 200 signed up from Memphis to Peoria. You know, the cool thing about it is we've been able to form 36 additional satellite runs. Chicago, St. Louis, some people at this table have participated in some of them. And so those 37 other runs, last year there were about 3,400 runners running into Peoria for the telethon. So that's a pretty cool day.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What makes it more cool is the $5.2 million we raised. So
That's amazing.
That was last year.
that was last year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Record breaking.
That is so cool.
So Molly, do you run?
I love to run. So I got to do a taste of the Memphis run 2 years ago. And I actually started as a Chicago runner. So ran 6 years before I started working at St. Jude. So special place in my heart. I love all the runs.
The problem is Molly's such an integral part of coordinating all the other runs and the Memphis run that we can't get her time off to go spend 4 days in a stinky motorhome. So she has to stay in Peoria. When she goes down with us and comes back on the bus, we take a bus down, 2 buses full of people, supporters, and people that are interested in St. Jude. And then Molly has to come back, and she's our tour guide. So we miss her on the run.
Aww.
So are you involved with St. Jude's Hospital at all?
Yeah, I mean, so Peoria is lucky enough to have the first affiliate hospital out of St. Jude's Hospital. And so there's a connection there, an inherent connection. Peoria has the first affiliate. There are now 7 in the country, but we were the first one, and we're by far the largest one they've still got. And so for the last 8 years, I was fortunate enough to be asked to be on the St. Jude National Board of directors and governors, they call it. So it's a new perspective, and it brings everything that we do into a higher focus, I think, for me especially. Yeah.
So my niece went through St. Jude's and went down through the whole process.
Yeah.
Amazing mission that they have.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a hospital. That's I think the best part of it. You know, there's no pay window. Obviously, no person at St. Jude pays for travel, food, lodging, or care. You know, it's all free, and so it's a big bright space, and everybody's having a good time. But you know, they're up to 4,000, I think 4,500 employees now at St. Jude. Wow. You know, in 1982 there was one 7-story building there, and now it's they have like 2 million feet under roof. So the research continues, and the success rates continue to climb.
That's awesome.
It is amazing that we talk about my cousin who during the 70s had a 20% chance to live, and now through St. Jude's, my niece had an 80% chance to live. So
Exactly.
they've really changed.
Yeah, if you take in 1982 about 4% of the kids that had cancer as an average nationwide. We're living about, at that time, even when they opened, a year after they opened, about 18% of the kids at St. Jude. And now for ALL, the most common form of cancer, it's 94%. And the average for all forms of cancer has increased to over 75%. So, you know, it's an effort to raise money to put it to good use. Because you know, it's the #1 children's hospital in the world, and that's not me talking. That's everybody else talking. So, but it's a research hospital. You know, a couple of things they do pretty cool, and one of the things they do is obviously nobody pays. The other thing to do is they share all their research findings for free with anybody else in the world that wants it. So if there's a doctor in Peoria that has a kid that comes in with cancer and they send it to St. Jude for referral, and they said, look, he fits into a protocol, we think this will cure him. And the guy says, okay, well, they don't go to a pharmacist or somebody and pay $1 bazillion for the money or for the medicine. St. Jude sends it to him for free. So
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So what motivated you? I mean, you saw a need, but what motivated you to really get involved in doing something?
So my dad and Jim Maloof were great friends. And so when I was in 8th grade, I was told that I was going to go knock on doors for the Kids March, and those big buttons that you've seen that says you go around and I'm marching for Danny and you ask for $1. I said, I'm not going to ask anybody for $1, you know. So we went, and that's how I got started. And the run started in about 1980 when I was at Landmark checking off the number of laps a person would run for St. Jude, and they were raising money. And we raised about $7,000 that first year doing that. And the idea came that there has to be a better way to raise money. The running craze was just starting in the country. 1980, people were just starting to, you know, the waffle shoes had just come out, and people were not running in Converse All-Stars. And we decided that we were going to run from Peoria to Memphis and back. And then we looked at a map and figured out that was entirely stupid. We weren't going to do that. So we decided we were going to drive to Memphis and run back. So we started out with 21 people in 1982, and we raised $22,500 the first year. And so, you know, a lot of preparation, a lot of things happened along the way, and we've created the auxiliary runs with the help of the affiliate and you know, the people that work there with the contacts, and it's really managed to work out pretty well.
That's an incredible expansion of numbers.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
really crazy. So the runners raise money. How do they raise money?
However they want to.
Yeah.
We have a requirement to go on the Memphis run. You have to raise a minimum of $3,000. So if you think about it, the whole concept of this event is really crazy. So we're asking people to raise $3,000 to give up a week of their vacation for most people, a week away from their family, to live with 7 or 8 of your closest friends in a motorhome for 4 days, and to run somewhere between 30 and 45 miles in, you know, some days it's 95 and some nights it's 25. It fluctuates so much. And so it's been pretty cool, you know, and so to be able to take that and to transform it into what it has been is something we're happy about.
So you work in teams? Is that correct?
Yes, we have a team at our local office. There's a team of 3 of us. Our office is 13 right now, so we work really hard to help coordinate and give support to all the satellites, especially. The Memphis to Peoria is such a well-oiled machine. It's the best fundraisers in our area and other states that come back. We have North Carolina this year, someone coming back from Florida, a group coming from Minnesota. So we're so excited these people who started in Peoria and have moved come back for this event. So it's kind of a St. Jude family reunion as well. But it's kind of started in the satellites too. These people, all the local communities, if they don't have 4 or 5 days to be away from their families, to take off work, it's a good opportunity for them to fundraise too. So they raise $1,000, and it's usually a 1 or 2 day event, so it's a little bit shorter time commitment. But they run from their local city to Peoria, and then we all wait for the Memphis to Peoria runners to run over the bridge, and it gives me goosebumps still thinking about it. And I saw a video this morning that Steve Blanchard made, and it gets everyone so excited to be kicking off the run season again.
When do you guys start meeting for this during the year?
Well, the run board, we have a run board,
Okay.
and we meet every month, all year long. We've already had one complete run meeting with all the runners from Memphis, and we've had one coordinator meeting because the leaders of the other 36 cities come and we have a great big meeting. So we're pretty intent on being consistent with all the runs. You know, to be, I think, successful, you have to have certain guidelines, and we meet and talk about the guidelines and what we need to do to keep everybody going. So we've met once already, and we have 3 more meetings before we leave. And yesterday, Jay Fox and I spent 10 hours in a car going around. We went to Carroll Stream, Illinois, and to Bettendorf, Iowa, rounding up motorhomes, taking a look at new motorhomes for the Memphis run. So we're pretty excited. It's getting to be run time.
You have 36 teams that go out. Do you get new teams every once in a while, new cities?
We do. You know, we started out with a great story is somebody from Galesburg said, we'd like to, you know, we know what you do for Memphis. We have some people in Galesburg that'd like to join you. So would you put one together in Galesburg? So Gene Pratt and I called and we reserved the Senior Citizens Hall, and we went there the afternoon. We ordered 5 pizzas, and we ordered Diet Pepsi, and we took all that there, and we went to the meeting hall, and we set it all up, and we had everything set out, and nobody showed up. Oh. Not one person showed up. And so that was a reality check for us, you know. So we went back 2 weeks later, and an attorney and a doctor showed up. And they were runners, and they were interested. And Galesburg has been with us ever since. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot of runners now, and it's our longest running satellite run. But you know, sometimes you got to get it through your head that it's, you know, you got to help people along. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. So it's the auxiliary runs are very cool. That's where, you know, the major part of the money comes from now. The Dunlap run and the Chillicothe run from here are really stalwart runs. They've made great strides, get a lot of the people in the community involved. And you've ran, so what did you think?
I have. I did Chicago to Peoria twice.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Chicago's they do things just a little bit different in Chicago because they have teams, and so the teams get their own motorhomes from the same place, and they coordinate things a little bit different. Mm-hmm. But the premise of running is the same as you run. Everybody runs in segments, and so you run as fast as the slowest runner in your segment. So we can take runners of all different sizes, qualities, quantities to put in our little groups to run back. So everybody feels like they're participating, which they are, especially since it's not a running event. This is a fundraising event for St. Jude. And we have to keep reminding ourselves that all the time too. But that's the important thing.
So if someone wanted to register today, what do they do?
They go to
stjuderuns.org.
That's right.
We have a Facebook page, a St. Jude Runs Facebook page. There's the link always there. We try to keep it as up to date and with and motivating and inspirational things, patient stories, but stjuderuns.org, and you can pick Memphis to Peoria, and then all the satellites are listed there. So just click, it takes you through the registration process. It's pretty easy. It automatically gives you a fundraising page, which we see as a great resource to raise your funds. Mm-hmm. We provide all the stationery so that they can write their letters, share their story with their friends and family, and then that's how you do it. Then you'll get communication from the correct person.
And what's the deadline to register? We all love deadlines.
No, we have. You know.
Sometimes we come up to the end, don't we?
Yeah. You know, we have. We want everybody in by June 15th is our date. But if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, look, I got $3,000 in it, you know, can I go?" Yeah, you can go.
You're not going to turn them away?
No, we're not going to turn them down. We're going to find a spot for them and get them in there. Obviously, you know, we like to have people register ahead. So, but you know, first of all, we need to know the right number of motorhomes, because if you 6 people either way is a different motorhome, and that's a lot of expense money, you know. And so we're very conscious of how much money we spend for certain things. You know, we have some great sponsors. You know, Pekin Insurance is our #1 sponsor, and they give us a lot of money, and we want to spend their money the right way. So we want people to register so we know how many's going. But we've always got room, Stacy.
As soon as you sign up for that Brazil mission trip to join me in the Amazon.
You should go first. You should try it first.
That's awesome.
So this is not a small thing. I mean, you guys are coming all the way all the different cities that you're going, and Memphis. So you're coordinating all the police and
Right.
It's a lot of people.
We'll start having police meetings. We have a couple police meetings set up already, and we, thank God, this community in this area, in this part of Illinois, realizes the benefits of St. Jude. There's so many families here that have saved themselves from catastrophic disaster, not only monetarily, but you're getting the best treatment for the kids in the world. By participating. So, when we get everybody together and all the police, it starts to get to be fun. And, when you get home, the first couple days after you're home, you're just so tired, it's terrible. And then you start thinking about, okay, and you say, well, we got another 8 or 10 months to think about it. But then you start having a couple meetings, and all of a sudden people start getting excited. We had our first meeting and had 80 people there.
Yeah.
So 80 people out of the people for the first meeting in the middle of March was pretty good, we thought. So
yeah. So there's cities that celebrate, as you're coming through, and you end up here at the Civic Center,
right,
just a few blocks away.
Yeah.
So it's just a fun event.
Yeah, there's a city called Assumption, Illinois, that's down past Decatur. And so we used to stop next to this house in an open lot, a co-op lot. And one year, and we stopped there at 1 o'clock in the morning. The lady in the house comes out and says, who are you guys and what are you doing here? We've seen you the last 3 or 4 years, and 12 motorhomes pull in at 1:30 in the morning. People are wanting to know what's going on. And it's the Holt family. And so they started a thing in Assumption, and a couple years after that, they had the town meet us there, and in their garage, they set up for us every year 3 or 4 huge tables with food and cookies and drinks and sandwiches, everything we could want. But on top of that, they raise funds for us. So it's a town of 400, right? We got $28,000 from them last year.
Wow.
And all 400 people had to be in this little lot. It's just a great time. And so, we have communities like that along the way that to answer your question, that are great and supporters. And all the runs, Chicago has a couple places they stop along the way. Roanoke is great at the square and the pool, and Dunlap does some same things, and Chillicothe. So keeping the other communities around here involved is a good deal.
That's huge, bringing everybody together.
That's such a cool thing. So what's your biggest need right now?
I think the biggest need is just awareness and people that want to donate and help out. St. Jude has a lot of events. And I want to say that in conjunction with that, there's a lot of great charities in Peoria, and Peoria is such a giving community. We're all such good friends. Our friends at Easter Seals and our friends at Children's Hospital and Boys and Girls Club, we all help each other out. And I think for people in Peoria just to know that we can all use whatever they have is good. And when a St. Jude runner gives you a call in the next couple months, be generous, open up your pocketbook. And the other thing is, if you want to run, you can go to stjuderuns.org and sign up, because we'll find this place for you, Stacy.
Oh boy.
Pressure's on.
1 minute left to tell a good story that doesn't involve my name.
So people need to know we had a deal. You were going to go on the run if I went to Brazil. Yeah. And I was busy changing jobs, so I couldn't go.
All right. So I'll hit the register button.
Okay, good.
And we'll go from there.
Perfect.
But it's such a neat experience. It's definitely a life-changing event. And if you support a runner and you don't want to run, definitely come down and see them come in. It's definitely a moving experience. Chick-fil-A will be down there giving out chicken sandwiches again. And I think it's just really inspiring to see thousands of people come out who have donated to a runner, support a runner, are a St. Jude family, welcoming all the runners home safely. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of people downtown Peoria. Get people excited about the restaurants and the hotels and all the good things we have in this community.
It's good for all of us all the way around.
It is.
Saturday, August 4th.
There it is.
Yep.
6:30, be downtown.
And what's the website one more time?
stjuderuns.org.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to be involved with St. Jude's as much as we can. Every month we plan to put out something for St. Jude's. We'll probably have you guys back if you'll come.
Great.
And stay tuned. And lots of great things to come.
PeoriaLife.com